Alright, everyone, I just got the new Star Wars The Mandalorian Luke Skywalker Imperial Light Cruiser figure. You can see right here is the image of Luke, the Mandalorian. I really like this picture they chose, it's really cool. Like, he's got the green lightsaber right there and everything. Here, if I flip it around. On the back, you can see all the other figures from this wave. This is Vintage Collection 264. And yeah, so I'm going to open up this figure and check them out. So, got the figure out. Very cool looking figure. I really like the face sculpt though, like the paint they did on the face. I think it's a pretty good likeness to Mark Hamill. I have some other Vintage Collection Luke figures. They don't really look like Mark Hamill, but this one they did a pretty good job. Really like the cloak he's wearing. It works really well. I find sometimes when they try and do fabric capes on action figures, they kind of don't work very well, but this one works very well. And the hood sits pretty well on his head too, so that's good to see. Yeah, it's really impressive. I really like it. I'm going to take off the hood and compare it to my other Return of the Jedi Luke figure. This is, of course, his Endor outfit with like the poncho and everything, the kind of camouflage look. As you can see, the head sculpt on this one, it's all right, but it's not great. The paint isn't great. It's sort of a bit off. Like, it's not really centered correctly. I'm not sure if you can see, but the eyes are kind of a bit wonky. But this one, the paint is very good. It's pretty spot on, you know. I think it looks much better, much more like Mark Hamill. As you can see, there is some difference in the articulation. Like here, this is an older figure. The ankle rotation is much different compared to the new rocker ankles on the modern Vintage Collection figures. Like the old ones, they couldn't do that. Yeah, pretty much just overall, the articulation on this guy is much better. I do wish they had used the new like hips on this figure. I'm not sure if you can see, but like these are the kind of not quite the newest version of the hips. I don't know why they decided to go with like the second newest version. I don't know why they didn't just go for the newest. Also, I find his hips are kind of wide. It's sort of weird. Like I don't know if you can tell, but like his shoulders are like, I don't know, narrower than his hips, and so it looks a little strange. But so I think they could have done a bit of a better job on that. Maybe like widened his torso or something. But you know, when you have the cloak on the figure, you don't really notice it. So I'm alright with that. Yeah, I really like this figure. It's really cool. You can get it in some pretty neat poses. His left hand here, I don't know if it was just my version of the figure. Why won't my camera focus? This left hand right here, the ungloved one, is kind of hard to get him to hold the saber with that hand. I don't know, it's like really hard to get it into the hand, but I don't know why. But the other hand is great. It's a really good figure. Like, I only have a couple of complaints, but it looks really cool, you know? I really like the hair. Like, they got the hair color just right. I find a lot of Luke action figures will just paint his hair yellow and call it a day, but this one actually is more like a dirty blonde, which is more accurate to real life, you know? Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna show the accessories he comes with. So he comes with 3 accessories, 4 if you include the cape, and they look pretty good. He has this blaster here, which he doesn't actually use in The Mandalorian, but it's still neat that they included it. He has here his Return of the Jedi lightsaber, which is actually just Obi-Wan's lightsaber repainted to look like Luke's. I was kind of wondering why they hadn't updated it until I looked at this version, and this is actually Luke's lightsaber. Like, they actually made a new sculpt and everything, which is really cool. I don't know why the hilt, just the hilt version without the blade. I don't know why that's still the old version of Luke's lightsaber. I don't know why they didn't just make a new sculpt for that too. But it is cool to see them finally get the accurate look for Luke's lightsaber. I have here his the old one they were using. You can see, I mean, I'm not sure if all all you people know what Obi-Wan's lightsaber looks like, but this is just Obi-Wan's lightsaber painted to look like Luke's lightsaber. So there's some subtle differences, but it's good to see that they've finally updated it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so just to wrap it up, I put them in this pose with Grogu and R2, similar to how they were in the last shot of Mandalorian Season 2 when they're getting on the elevator. And yeah, overall, this figure, really like it. It's very impressive. A couple weird things about it, like the outdated articulation. I don't know why they didn't just give him the newest articulation. I don't know, maybe they ran out of money while making this figure, but other than that, like, there's some things about it, like the face looks very good. Like, the paint is pretty spot on. I didn't notice any like places where the paint job was a bit off or a bit messy. Like, it looks very good. The cloak, I really like. It drapes very nicely on the figure. Overall, just a really cool figure, and it's pretty cool to have in my collection.